Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, uh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ratazak, no, sorry, Makar, Kwadash. Alright, to all you brothers out there. And this show, I'm going to title this, Is Rome Babylon Financially? Because there's another misconception out there. Once again, somebody's always trying to belittle the truth, and now men is out there is trying to deliberately take off that stigma, the truth, the facts that America is Babylon the Great. Okay. Now, the reason why I titled this because I was thinking about this at work. Now, out of all currency on around the world, who was the number one currency around the world? Now, we all know, according to the scriptures, I'm gonna just go to the point. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, and nations have drunken of the wine, therefore the nations are mad. Now, when you break that down, the Lord used Babylon, the great, the daughter of Babylon, okay, to influence the whole entire world. And one of the things that the Lord used to influence the whole entire world is the money currency, okay? Because believe it or not, if people don't know by now, okay, money, according to this world, makes the world go around. And I said it like that because it's preposterous for you to believe that the Roman Church, or Rome itself, the Catholic Church, is Babylon the Great. Because Babylon the Great, don't the Roman currency is not the currency of the world. It's the American dollar. All right. A quick, brief history on it is after World War II, Britain gave the okay for America to police the world. Not only police the world, for the American dollar to be the currency around the world. Okay? That's what was given by the elites, for the American dollar to be the currency of the world. Which the dollar at the time was supposed to be backed up by silver and gold, but it wasn't. Okay? But that was the dollar, the system of the world. Okay? It wasn't the Roman Empire or the Catholic Church. We was not trading the naries, okay, around with each other. The American dollar was strongest from the 1940s until now, where it's completely going down. Okay, right now you got the bet the the bet coins, which is backed up by gold, which is crushing the American dollar, which is supposed to be backed up by oil. Okay, that's why so many financial things is going on, where people are leaving the dollar. They're going to venture into the yen or something else that's backed up. That's why they wanted to that's why they took down Gaddafi, because Gaddafi wanted to trade in um the money of Africa by backing up by gold. Okay, Saddam Hussein, he wanted to get out of the American dollar. So what did he do? He wanted to trade with the euro. So they made war with him. When it boils down to, it's all about finances. Okay, the Roman Empire does not control the finances of the world. That's in London under the Rothschilds. Okay, first scripture I got, Zephaniah 1:11. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchants people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off, because the stock market is supposed to be backed up by silver and gold. All right, which is that's why gold and silver is always in sell. But in order to get that, you have to have X amount of money. Right now, to get Bitcoin, they say you're supposed to have like 8,500. It was $8,500 to get a single gold or just a single Bitcoin. Why? Why is it doing that for? Because the gold and silver doesn't lose its value. It's what's financially the the um the, the measurement, which is a dollar, is not backed up by anything. That's why America's in over $20 trillion in debt. Do you hear that about Rome, the Catholic Church being in debt? No. Okay, they're not in debt. They have money. They have all types of money. You talking about a little place supposed to be controlling the whole entire earth? That doesn't make any sense. And we all know the U.S. uses its military to destroy other countries. So if Rome was ruling everything, wouldn't not the U.S. go attack Rome? So that it shows you there is a lot of leaks to these guys' theories, man. Okay, which is completely off. You saying that um America's not Babylon, you going completely off, man. Because everything is traded here. Everything is here. The whole Revelations, the 18th chapter, represents here, man. It's plain and simple. It's so plain that a baby can see. You got people in the church that know that it's got to be Babylon the Great. Who has that much influence around the world? Seriously. Are they sitting there thinking about the white Christ and the other side of the world is going to destroy them? No. They worry about financial backing. They worry about trades. Because America's going to make deals with certain countries so they can import their stuff here in America. It's that simple, man. Okay? So back to Zephaniah 1 and 11, it says, How inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All that bear silver are cut off. Why? Because there's going to be a financial crash. Okay? Just like in Greece, they had their financial problems. They never recovered since. Okay? But at the same time, the same token, Germany's stock is always high, man. It was high in World War One. It was high in World War Two, because that's teaming. They know how to they're smart and know how to make things go their way. That's why these other European countries was jealous of them, and they had to take them down. They had to take that place and strip them of their goods and spread it around the world because they were smart. They're smarter than the average cracker, man. But they've been okay. But all these other EU nations have been going down. But one nation that has not been tampered with, that's America. So in order to say this place is Maktesh, you have to understand. Yes, you had the Great Depression, but it boosted back up. But it's talking about the new stock market crash is going to take place. It's not going to come back up, period. All right? So Isaiah 19 and I'm sorry, at 14. Right? The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work. And we all know America is also represented as Egypt, according to the scriptures. So you have Egypt, Babylon, Assyria, okay? All these great empires are mingled in one that's called America. That's why you have traditions that goes back to the ancient Babylonians, man. The whole concept of Christmas, because a lot of people about to go Christmas shopping, goes back to Babylon, which is until the spinoff of the things in Babylon was the spinoff in Egypt, and so forth. The Assyrians to the Syrians, the Greeks, the Romans, all right, and ultimately here in America. You have all these things boiled down into one. So the Lord considered Egypt, Babylon, Assyria, all in one, calling this place America. You're not going to find the word America in the scriptures. Because if that was the case, they would never call this place America. Alright? But the Lord said he's going to cause all works to come to an end in Egypt. He said, as a drunken man staggering in his vomit, neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman, and shall be afraid and fear cause of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which shaketh it over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. So when did this happen? It never happened. Judah, Benjamin, Levi wasn't a terror unto ancient Egypt. It's talking about now, the future. Alright? And it says, everyone that make mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which have determined against it. And what's that counsel that was determined against Egypt? What? That is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. The same promise that was given unto Babylon the Great. Alright? Jeremiah 50. Slakia. Jeremiah 50 and, yep, 14. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at, wow. I'm going to start at 9. No, I'm going to start at, wow. Yeah, I'm going to start at, we'll go to the point. I'm going to start at 9. 8. Remove out of the midst of Babylon. Go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans. Be as a he goat from the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come upon Babylon a symbol of great nations. From the north country shall set themselves array against her. For thence shall she be taken. The arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Now, the reason why I started there, because the key point is the arrows. The arrows was destined to hit Babylon. Okay? Babylon. From the north country. Who has been for the past 60, more than 60 years, tension between two great nations, man? That's talking about Russia and America. And the only place that's more northern than America is Russia. So the Lord gave you a clue right then and there that death is going to come from a north country, which is Russia, which we all know is the Medes and the the Medes. Okay? Gog and Magog. We all know that from the scriptures. Even Putin himself said that he know they will defeat America because the Bible said so. But if he's saying that and the whole world knows why, and everybody hates America, how the hell is Babylon Rome? That doesn't make no sense. If the whole world hates one place, which is scriptural, okay, which is part of the scriptures, and everybody is pointing their missiles at one particular place, how is another place could be considered to be Babylon the Great? Which makes no sense. Okay? And it says, for lo, I will raise up and cause against Babylon a symbol of great nations from the north country. They shall set themselves array against her. For thence shall she be taken. The arrow shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And the Chaldees shall be spoiled, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O you destroyers of my heritage, because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass and the bellow of bulls. And that was part of the point. How did it get fat? Through the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? Which was an economic 100% boom for America, which was sanctioned by the Roman Catholic Church, but there was not an economic boom such for another nation quite as America. That's what put America in the map. So since then, okay, and then like I stated earlier, in the 1940s, the whole world has been trading in dollars. Because once again, the American dollar is backed up by oil now, which was Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia and America made a deal. That's why they want to constantly go into other lands. It's still their oil. You never heard the empire of Rome stealing other people's land for oil. That did not happen. Okay? So that's how they growing fat. Okay? Like the heifer. And it says, your mother should be so confounded. And who would be the mother of Rome? Oh, you see? The mother of America is London, Great Britain. Okay? That's why people here speak English. That's why people do that's why America's greatest ally has always been Great Britain. They follow everything from Great Britain because that's America's mother. That's why the EU, sorry, Britain left the EU. Okay, the pound holds more, it measures more than the American dollar. I've been to Europe. The dollar is really ain't shit, man. You have to spend more dollars in Europe for the euro than anything else. And the euro's low compared to the pound. Showing you that where all the financial stuff in the world goes through London. Okay? And it says, she that bear you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost parts of the nation shall be a wilderness, which is another clue. What is the hindermost part of the nations? Is America. America was the last continent to be discovered. When Christopher Columbus, that demon, that devil, that rat bastard, came, he did not discover America. He discovered Hispaniola. Alright? And the conquistadors went down to South America. It was American Vespucci who discovered the mainland, which was the last continent to be discovered. So this is the hindermost parts of the nations. Not Rome, which is a boot, and Italy. Alright? Italy is a boot, and Rome is at the bottom of it. That's not the hindermost part of the nations. And it says, right, it said the hindermost parts of the nation shall be a wilderness and a dry land and a desert, because of the wrath of the Lord it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all you that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shout against her round about. She have given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is vengeance of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, taking vengeance upon her, as she have done do unto her. And did Rome go around and rape and rob the nations of their natural resources? No. That's what America did. Esau. Okay? Is Rome scattered throughout the Roman Empire or the Catholic Church Empire scattered that have garrisons everywhere? No. That's the American Empire, man. That proves that America is Babylon the Great, man. Alright? Financially is Babylon the Great. Militarily is Babylon the Great. Okay? The influence in the whole planet Earth proves that America is Babylon the Great. Last verse. Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handle the sickle in the time of the harvest, for fear of oppression sword, that she shall turn every one to his own people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. Hey, and I've been to Rome, man. And then it's not every nation that's under the sun that's in that small little place. That only place has been America. So only place that has been scattered, people will be going back home to from will be America, because it has every nation under the sun. Okay? So with that, I hope you brothers edified. It was just a quick one, showing you that these guys are making their own goddamn philosophy and try to justify this place not being gonna be destroyed. But guess what? According to the scriptures, this place will be destroyed. That's why all hell broke loose all over the world, because the Lord's saving the best for last, man. And the last place to get touched will be America, USA, United States of America. All right, which is Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures. With that being said, I hope you brothers was edified. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.